Hi everyone, I'm Danielle James and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about painful tattoo placements. Just bearing in mind obviously that everybody feels pain differently. So the first place that I'm going to be talking about was definitely a very painful place for me is my ribs. Now I have a few smaller tattoos on my ribs on my left hand side, and yeah, definitely quite painful pieces. If you were getting your first tattoo done and you were wondering where's the kind of best places to get it done, I got my very first tattoo just here on like the inner part of my arm. I was relatively happy with the pain levels and I could deal with the pain level relatively well, and I would definitely recommend to somebody who is getting like their first tattoo and they're a bit unsure about how they're going to deal with the pain, I would definitely say A, get something small, and B, every tattoo hurts to some extent. I would definitely say get it somewhere like here. So where I have my rose tattoo just here on my arm. Somewhere like that that's quite fleshy. Typically places that are a lot more fleshier are a lot better pain wise. So I have obviously this tattoo here which pretty much covers all of this part of my arm, minus just a few tiny little, gaps. And definitely the parts that were the most painful is up here, going into like the crease of my arm, and down here especially. The closest to the wrist that the artist got, the more painful it was for me. And I think that's really mainly down to the fact that my arms are just incredibly bony and skinny, and I've heard very different comments about the wrists. Some people say that it's quite painful place to get tattooed, whereas other people say that it wasn't that bad for them at all. But for me, it was bad, and typically if you're wanting a wrist tattoo and you're worried about the pain, I would definitely say that if you have skinnier, bonier wrists like myself, I would definitely say you're going to feel the pain more than somebody who's got a little bit more fat on their wrists. And obviously that's fine, that's just the way that our bodies are, and that's life. A lot of people do say that when they get their feet tattooed it hurts them quite a bit. When or if I ever get my foot tattooed or my feet tattooed, I'm definitely going to feel the pain, because again, like my wrists and my arms and my hands, my feet are very, very bony. They're pretty gross, my feet, so. But again, I can't really comment on getting my foot tattooed because I don't have any tattoos on my feet currently at all. The closest that I have to getting my foot tattooed is just around the Achilles heel, I believe it is. And that is my Boo tattoo from Monsters Inc. That tattoo was okay until the artist who did it went closer down nearer to the Achilles heel, and that's when the pain was like, oh my god. But I think most of the time, because like I'm very funny with some areas of my body being touched, so the Achilles heel is definitely one of those areas for me that I don't particularly like being messed with or touched by people. It just makes me cringe. So I feel like, yes, it hurt, but that's also mixed in with just the fact that I was cringing because obviously it was getting tattooed. So yeah, kind of gross. All of my other tattoos weren't really, obviously they were painful but not incredibly painful. It was just a pain level that I could deal with relatively easily. So I have like tattoos on my back and they seem to all be okay. I very much cringe when things go near my ribs. I hate my ribs being touched as well. So that was a very cringeworthy experience, getting a tattoo on my back where my ribs are and on my side where my ribs are. But other than that, like, it wasn't particularly painful, it was just a little bit cringeworthy for me. So honestly, you guys, I think it all just depends on the person you are and how well you deal with levels of pain. Some people have very specific coping methods with the pain when it comes to being tattooed. What areas were particularly painful to get tattooed for you guys. Are there any areas in particular that you want to get tattooed but you're nervous and the pain is preventing you from getting it done? All I can really say now is thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, click on that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.